be a racist, you must have power.
Just because you're fat, that doesn't mean you eat all the time, because I don't eat all the time.
You go, girl! And it didn't last that long.
Congratulations. You are about to watch the award-winning Talk Soup, hosted by a man named Kinnear. Greg Kinnear.
Like Sunday night dinner at the Bobbitts, it's the award-winning Talk Soup back to check out highlights of the talk shows one more time. Just flipping through your TV dial to bring you a few little memorable moments. Hope you'll stick around for the next half hour, at least to the first commercial break. In a moment, a pimp finds himself a new job title, a couple finds romance on the 50-yard line, and a cheating boyfriend gets busted on national television. What is that? Oh, Richard Day. Oh, Richard Day. Oh, Richard Day. First up, though, Montel Williams introduces us to women who complain that their mothers are too heavy for their own good. Yolanda desperately wants her mom, Lucille, to drop a few lbs, but Lucille says she's happy just the way she is.
Yes.
Just because she has the problem of the high blood pressure, what have you, that doesn't mean that it's because of her weight. All people, you have skinny people that have a high blood pressure.
She's right. She's absolutely right.
Absolutely right. So what? No.
The one that has to roll her around in a wheelchair. And I cannot roll.
No, see, that's part of you being negative again.
Wait a minute.
That's part of her being negative again. That's not right.
What is the contributing factor to a person that is skinny? I am a nurse. And just because you're fat, that doesn't mean you eat all the time, because I don't eat all the time.
You go, girl. You go, girl. You go, girl. And don't forget the refrigerator.
Most of the time when I eat, I'm under stress. This woman here is bothering me.
That's right. Exactly right. She's pushing her. You might as well load a gun and give it to her, because that's what she's doing.
Now you want to know the cause?
She's still blaming it on other people.
She is the
wow.
Hey,
The two of you
don't you think I'm
Okay.
But I am here.
In the words of the Commodore, she's a brick house, mighty, just letting it all hang out. Later, another group of ladies on the panel got into a fascinating and compelling discussion about the economic and social instability in Eastern Europe and the Baltic states. That went something like this.
Every day.
No, not directly, but there's something to be said for reverse psychology.
Is being beautiful a curse? Monday, Montel meets women who say their beauty intimidates men and threatens other women. Political correct times we're in, no question about it. Crazy. Everybody wants to be called something else these days. A janitor is a maintenance engineer, a manicurist is a nail technician, a stage manager is floor guardian. What do you go by now, John? Floor guardian. The phenomena has now spread to the world of prostitution, apparently. Up next, Bertice meets a pimp named Tom who's come up with a new title for his age-old profession. He's in silhouette. Take a look.
Tom is what's called now as a prostitute agent. Tom, what exactly do you do?
Well, I get and have clients. They're looking for a certain type of person, a female prostitute, a transsexual, and I set that up for them.
Mm-hmm.
And also on your last segment, you said a prostitute agent, what we used to call a pimp, and that's not so. A pimp is they're still out there today, and they're still abusing a lot of people and taking advantage of a lot of people. For me, for the girls that I work with, I don't take any money from them. I just set it up and they make their own deal. So it's totally different. And I just wanted to clarify that.
So how do you get paid?
I get paid through my client.
So the John, so to speak, pay you, and they also pay the people, the prostitutes that you take them to.
I would hope so, yeah.
Okay. You're in silhouette. You're in disguise. You want to talk about that? Why?
In terms of what? Why?
Yeah.
Well, I have a wife and 3 children.
Oh, little ones must be very, very proud of Papa Tom, don't you think? You know, Tom, you can try and hide yourself and disguise yourself with that silhouette, but I think they're going to recognize your voice. It's very distinctive. Tom's agent work helps him support a wife and 3 kids. Apparently, prostitutes can get some pretty unusual requests from clients. Later in the show, Bertice asked a hooker about the strangest of requests.
Strangest thing somebody out here asks you to do?
The strangest thing?
Yeah.
Spit in her face and call them names.
Yeah?
And I loved it. Oh, yes.
I gave you a chance to do what you wanted.
I told her I would do that for free.
Monday, Bertice hears from couples whose sex lives were ruined because of surgery they say was unnecessary. Talk Soup, rhetorical question of the day. How do you rekindle the romance once the fire has gone out? Survey says, I have no idea. But Vicky yesterday heard from one couple, Dale and Barbara, who managed to turn things around after attending a marriage seminar, or was it a football camp? Not really clear. Dale described one special night of passion.
And you might want to share your, before, you've got to get this in. Listen to this.
I surprised Barbara one night about 2 o'clock in the morning. I woke her up.
That would surprise you, yeah.
Took her to the college that I graduated from. Snuck into the football field, and we made love in the middle of the football field. And
I didn't know what was... I have a question.
Yes.
Did you have to be on the bottom for that one? Because I would probably want to arm wrestle for the top on that deal, you know?
I think the grass was kind of wet. The thing here was you just had to be really careful that you didn't get caught by the local police.
And it didn't last that long. It was kind of like... It usually doesn't, does it, girls?
It was good.
Hey, it's the highlight of Vicky. There are other tips on how to keep your romance alive. Schedule intimate evenings on the calendar and have a date with your special someone at least one night a week. There you go. Monday, Vicky has an all-star lineup including Bill Clinton, Madonna, and Burt Reynolds. All of them are going to be... Wait! They're just celebrity lookalikes. I'm sorry, that's Monday. More ahead on Talk Soup. When we come back, a man demonstrates exactly why his girlfriend wants to dump him, and on Maury, to have children or to have not children. That's the question.
It's not all flowers and spice. It's not all easy.
See it that way. You must see the beauty of it. You must see a child is beautiful. Okay, let it grow.
If I don't want to have a child, isn't it better that I don't?
Reeling with a Feeling Don't Stop continue. The lines were drawn on Wednesday's Maury Povich show. On one side were married couples who don't want to have any children. On the other, couples who say raising kids is the greatest joy in life. Maury brought the audience into the debate, and here's almost exactly what happened.
We're talking about deciding to have or not have children.
Yes, I think people that choose not to have children deprive themselves to hear one of the most sincere words you can hear coming from a child is, I love you, Mommy. I love you, Daddy. A couple at the end will know what I mean.
Really?
How about that? There's no question about that. And for people particularly who are having trouble conceiving, that's a very painful thing to hear. The reality is they also deprive themselves of, Mom, I'm in jail, come pick me up. There are two sides to every coin.
Hey, this is for the lady. That's for lady
it's not all flowers and spice. It's not all easy.
See it that way. You must see the beauty of it. You must see a child is beautiful. Okay, let it grow.
If I don't want to have a child, isn't it better that I don't? Would you want people who don't want to have children to have them? 3 million cases of child abuse in the United States last year, and those are only the reported ones. I think more people should think it through more carefully.
That is Leslie Lafayette, who is the founder of Child Free Network for couples who are childless by choice or by chance in this country. Some other guests felt the benefits of having kids is that they will be there for you when you grow old. Maury had this to say about that.
My mother says, will the Lord strike me between my shoulder blades if I ever have to rely on you, Maury, one day in my life.
There you have have it. Actually, some markets apparently down in the Bible Belt sell this version of that same speech.
My mother says, will the Lord strike me between my shoulder blades if I ever have to rely on you.
Wow. Next week, Maury meets Bucky and Vinny. New York City cab drivers turn TV movie critics. Hear all about their unusual rise to fame. That will be Monday. I hope he's okay. Sherry's ready to call it quits with her boyfriend, Armando. Says she's had enough of the foul-smelling bum of a man. He's apparently always sleeping around with other women. She just won't put up with it anymore. But Armando... You know Armando. Oh, I'm a changed man. I'm a new guy. He professed his undying love to Sherry on the Richard Bay show, and he claimed he's been faithful for an entire 2 weeks, that he's turned it all around, that he's a new man, that he loves her, that he's there for her, and then, bam! This phone call comes in, and, oh, it's a mess. Take a look.
When was the last time that you and Armando were together?
I was with him yesterday.
And what was he... Hold on, Aaron!
Yes?
Aaron!
Yes?
Aaron, maybe, wait a second. Maybe he was with you, Aaron, telling you that he wanted to end it because he wants to go back with Sherry. Is that what he was doing?
No, you know what he said to me?
What?
He wants to be with me. He wants no part of Sherry. He told me he loved me yesterday.
Well, we all know how ambivalent little Armando can be. Armando tried to do some fancy footwork on the show to patch things up with Sherry, but she would not buy it. Later on, Richard strapped Armando to the Richard Bay wheel of torture and gave Sherry the chance to get her revenge. That went like this.
There's a woman that has no pity.
You can't.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Armando,
But hell also doesn't have green slime. Oh my God, there'll be nothing left for the next contestant. Does he still want her after all of this?
A original Armando limited edition will set you back, I guess, about $37.50 at fine stores everywhere. Monday, Richard hears from women who can't seem to stick with one man. It's guy hoppers. Guy hoppers? The hell is going on here? Guy hoppers on Richard Bay. There goes one now. Well, what would you do if you wanted to know what men really wanted from women? If you really had to know, what strategy would you take? If you were Mo Gaffney, you'd go straight to the source and ask some men themselves. Pretty interesting concept, I suppose. On her show Wednesday, Mo asked one guest named Marvin if men are more interested in sex or romance. Mo Gaffney.
I think men...
Sex or romance?
Not speaking for all men, but men like me, which are people who are secure in their own sexuality and everything like that, they like romance. You know, they're into romance because if it's good romance, the sex is coming. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. I think Dan agrees. Marvin, give us a romantic evening in your opinion.
My idea of a romantic evening...
Get ready.
Is going back to their pad, because I live with moms.
Oh?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of help out on the rent or something. It's not like I'm just freeloading.
Okay.
Now, going back to her pad, you know, busting open a big old bottle of some Moet or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Put a little Marvin Gaye on, you know what I'm saying? That puts it in the mood. You know, and then we sit around and talk about some things. I'll listen to what she has on her mind, because I already know what's on my mind, you know what I'm saying? So I want to listen to what she has to say and feel, you know, what she's got going on, try to cater to her needs, you know, and be that gentleman, that romantic icon that I possess to be. You know. And, you know, after that, if the romance is good, then we can proceed to the love making. It has to be love making and not sex. Understand? It's a difference. It's a difference.
It's got to be full.
True. Monday, Mo meets people who have lots of body hair. You want body hair? These people have lots of body hair. One guest lets Mo shave his hairy back. Please, whatever you do, friends, don't miss it, tape it, do something, but be there Monday. We'll take a break and be back. Fireworks on Sally are coming up. And Shirley meets a woman who claims she has the perfect hubby. Next. Sally Jesse Raphael explored the extremely touchy subject of racism yesterday. She assembled a panel of white supremacists and separatists who all agree that racism is alive and well in this country. And hearing these people speak, it's really no wonder. One audience member set off quite a shouting match when he gave a piece of his mind to one of the panelists. Watch this.
Particularly to you, Mr. Professor. If you understand myocardial DNA, it is a thing in humans, but women especially, that tells us that the mother of all human life on this planet was an African
No,
Indian.
it doesn't. I read an article in the
I've done some studies that has proved, without a shadow of a doubt, that there's a chance that blacks aren't even considered humans.
Humanist comes about that these so-called and taught the Caucasoids how to stand upright, how to begin to use tools, how to begin to use hygiene.
Laura,
the Iceman Inheritance, you need to read the book. The Iceman Inheritance.
We're not doing well in asking them to keep quiet, are we?
About this whole thing of where
All right, we'll just have to talk over them.
What planet have you been living on?
Racism is an institutional phenomena.
Black and white.
No, not black and white.
Black and white.
Of institutional proportions. Racism, to be a racist, you must have power. You must have control over other people who have no control over their own lives.
Highlight of Sally Jesse Raphael. According to statistics, 1992 was the worst year ever for racial violence and the deadliest yet for hate crimes right here in the good old U.S. of A. Monday, Sally hears from teens who are embarrassed by the way their moms are dressing, apparently. Canadian-born singer Katie Lang is on quite the roll these days. She's won 3 Grammy Awards, and I guess she's up for another one this year. She's up against Piran, right? For When a Man Chases a Woman. She catches him. She just released the soundtrack for the movie Even Cowgirls Get the Blues on the Today Show Wednesday. Rona Elliott talked to Lang about another subject, the singer's coming out in the gay and lesbian magazine, The Advocate. Katie Lang.
I mean, it's scary because I had no idea what the repercussions would be on my personal life and my career. It's a touchy subject, obviously, with all the controversy of what's happening in Oregon and Colorado and everything. I mean, still, it's a taboo subject, and I really had no idea. But I had decided that I'd finished living my life guarded and defensive. And
did you think of yourself as being courageous at the time, or you just
No, I was too scared to be thinking that. I was scared.
But I'm sure the feedback that you've gotten from everybody is how courageous it was and how much you opened it up for other people to do the same thing.
Well, I'm definitely proud of what I did, yeah.
How is today's Katie different than the one 5 years ago? So much has happened to you.
You know what? I don't think really that much different. A little wiser, a little dumber.
A little bit country and a little bit rock and roll, a little bit you and a little bit me. She will, of course, be one of the nominees for the Grammys this year, facing people like Spiran Parachi.
Now that a man chases a woman till she catches him, I'm on my knees, I'm begging. A man chases a
Monday, actor James Earl Jones pays a visit to the Today Show to talk about his upcoming TV movie, The Vernon John Story, and why he's so damn happy these days. We'll take a quick break and be back with our last highlight in a moment. A 14-year-old boy describes his stringent screening process for his older sister's dates. Back, running a little heavy on time right now, so we don't have time to show you the Shirley highlight, but I will tell you they're down in Jamaica doing a series of shows where it is very warm, as illustrated by this guest here. As you can see, it's just absolute. Oh, my God. 21-year-old Amber is just about ready to explode. You see, her 14-year-old brother, Rusty, is making her social life a living hell. Even though Rusty is younger, he feels the need to thoroughly check out all of Amber's dates. Ricky Lake asked Rusty why he is so very overprotective of his sister.
Why are you so overprotective of your big sister?
My dad ain't around as much as I am. He's never around to see her or see any of her boyfriends. I want to take care of her.
So what are some of the things you say to her dates?
I've threatened to hit them if they bother her in any way. I don't want them touching her in any, non-necessary way.
What's an unnecessary way?
I was asking that.
Like touching her private parts or...
But don't you think your sister deserves to have a life and to meet men and to maybe find a husband? Don't you want that for her?
Yeah, but I want her to pick the right man. I want her to pick
Sounds to me like you want to pick the right man.
Back off. Monday, Ricky meets pregnant women who are allowing their husbands to cheat on them. Tune in. Well, folks, it's no secret that Talk Soup's up for a couple of big Cable Ace awards this year, and we're all very nervous and excited. We're going to be there tomorrow night, so we thought we'd practice one more time for the big moment. Let's try it out here, guys.
And the Cable Ace goes to Pole on A&D.